Cross-curricular links between science and English in the primary school curriculum. In this presentation, I will discuss the cross-curricular links between science and English in the primary national curriculum. I will begin this by defining the term cross-curricular teaching and then begin to explore the history of this as a method of teaching, the pros and cons of this teaching practice, and how English can be linked to science in different key stages with examples. I will also look at the links to ICT. The environment of teaching has changed dramatically over the last 100 years. This may be due to differing political ideologies or up-and-coming research into the way that children learn. However, cross-curricular learning has always been at the forefront of these discussions and is a very controversial area. Cross-curricular learning can also be known as topic work in schools. Schools have control of how they organise the curriculum to be delivered. Therefore, they may opt for children to be taught by subject, topic work or theme work. Rowley and Cooper see cross-curricular learning as the links between subjects. These links are the crossover or transference of skills and thought processes needed for each subject that are not mutually exclusive to one particular subject area. These links are often made from other subjects to history or geography, as there are many crossover skills involved, such as inquiry, questioning and use of dialogue. This is often seen in schools when topics such as ancient Egypt or tropical rainforests are used. In a discussion paper from Alexander, Rose and Woodhead, they explain that topic work is understood to be a mode of curriculum organisation that brings together elements of different subjects under a common theme. Kerry explains that throughout educational practice, the dominant discourse has been that knowledge falls into domains known as subjects, which are categorised as such due to the specific skills and conceptual thinking involved. He states that he does not believe that this is an accurate way of thinking, as he believes knowledge should not be bound by categories. Cross-curricular teaching and learning has been widely debated and discussed by all of those with an interest in education. It has been the topic for a variety of research, and many government commission reports have researched the impact of it. For example, the Plowden Report. In 1967, the Plowden Report was commissioned by the Central Advisory Council for Education to thoroughly review primary education in England. Plowden stressed that children's learning does not fit into subject categories and that subject divisions are seen as inconsistent with the child's view of the world. Kerry agrees with this and even goes on to state that this applies to every form of learning. The Plowden Report concluded that there are reasons why some work should cut across subject divisions throughout primary education. However, it was also suggested that this would benefit younger pupils more than older primary school pupils. In 1988, the national curriculum was introduced. It was categorised by subject area and introduced what should be taught to each year group. Each subject area was very standalone and left no information on cross-curricular teaching and or topic work. This is still true today with the current primary national curriculum. Alexander, Rose and Woodhead explain that children's understanding of the world comes from their own construction of experiences that they have encountered. This can be through education, cultural traditions and personal understandings. Teaching is key to facilitate such encounters. They argue that the integrity of the curriculum will not be sacrificed by not confining it to subject areas. The Rose Review of 2009 was an independent review of the primary school curriculum. It aimed to cast some light on some of the pedagogical issues at the time. The article addressed the area of cross-curricular approaches and whether they benefit teaching and learning. The Rose Review explained that in 2009, cross-curricular learning is shown at a high standard in primary schools. The report goes on to say that this comes from the blend of discrete subjects and cross-curricular studies. In the section entitled The Potential Benefit of Cross-Curricular Studies, the Rose Review explicitly outlines the benefit of cross-curricular learning, suggesting that it enriches young learners and allows them to make links between subjects. However, they do express concerns with this, observing that subject disciplines also remain vital in their own way for learning to be contextualised. Therefore, the best approach for teaching is not identified by the Rose Review. Nevertheless, they did conclude that children benefit from subject teaching and cross-curricular studies. This covers history, culture and the wider world. This is because cross-curricular studies strengthen subjects by allowing children to apply their knowledge and deepen understanding. There are many advantages to cross-curricular learning. For example, it promotes a holistic approach to learning as the wholeness of the curriculum is more important than the individuality of subject areas. It can be said that real life is not categorised by areas and all knowledge is interrelated. Rigid divisions of the curriculum by subject area can limit opportunities for creativity. For example, Barnes suggests that subjects tend to interrupt children's trains of thought and interest. Subjects can stop children from understanding that skills cross over. This may lead to them not being able to apply the skills they have gained. For example, children may not understand that maths skills such as data handling can also be used in science. Children learn by making connections between past experiences and knowledge gained. Therefore, the teacher needs to facilitate these connections by using cross-curricular learning. Cross-curricular learning does promote the use of key skills in every subject area, skills such as critical thinking and problem solving. Topic work can capture a child's imagination. For example, if a child finds English boring but enjoys learning about ancient Egypt, this can be linked by writing a diary entry from the point of view of an Egyptian slave. On the other hand, there are also known disadvantages to cross-curricular learning, such as subjects can lose their identity and this can potentially confuse pupils. Topic work cuts across the boundaries of subjects, meaning there is no direct reference to a specific subject area. Work can revolve around one topic for a week, a month, or even a year, meaning children may become bored or uninterested with the work. Some children may not enjoy the topic to start with, and therefore it could potentially be a tedious year for them. It is also not impossible to link every subject, and some links can be forced or artificial. Children learn by making links and contextualising experiences. They would suffer if their learning had no context. Generally, maths and English are treated as standalone subjects in primary schools and are prioritised. This may be due to the fact that these are the areas that are most frequently tested and appear on the SATs tests in Year 2 and Year 6. However, it is clear to see that there are links between these and foundation subjects. This table shows the skills and knowledge that the science and English primary curriculum aims to achieve. This spans across Key Stages 1 and 2. As you can see, there are many skills that are linked. For example, in English, children are to acquire a wide range of vocabulary by the time they leave school. This could be achieved through the knowledge of technical, scientific vocabulary that comes from science teaching and inquiry. In science, children need to be able to use spoken language to extend their knowledge and be able to articulate their scientific ideas. This could be achieved through a debate or discussion, which the English curriculum states that children must understand. Not only this, they must be able to explain their thinking and their ideas, which directly links to the science objectives. Questioning is a skill that is relevant in science and English to understand the world, as it is a dialogic skill. This links not only to these areas, but all areas on the curriculum. Overall, throughout their school experience, children must have the opportunity to develop culturally, emotionally, intellectually, socially, and spiritually. This is identified within the English subject area. However, I believe this to link to science in the fact that it provides the foundations of the world, meaning that children will develop in all these areas if they can understand how the world works. An area of work that may use all of these skills could be learning about habitat in science, specifically looking at deforestation. This would open up questions about personal responsibility to the earth, climate change and values. This could lead on to a debate or discussion about deforestation and whether it is right or wrong. Children would be encouraged to use persuasive vocabulary to make their argument. This would allow for children to make emotional and spiritual decisions. It could end with the children writing a letter to the government or making posters to raise awareness about deforestation. Other areas that could be explored are poetry. Children could write a poem based on the water cycle using the correct scientific vocabulary and perform it, as this is required on the English national curriculum. Films. Children could research through films, documentaries and news reports. They could storyboard their own documentary or write and record a news report. Drama. Drama could be used to act out and perform some scientific processes. Presentations. Children can present findings to the class in creative ways. Stories. There are many stories that can be used to introduce lower key stages to scientific processes and vocabulary. For example, High Tide, Low Tide by Mick Manning and Brita Granstrom explains the process of the tide. The Three Little Pigs could be used to investigate material properties, and Only Tadpoles Have Tails by Jane Clark and Jane Gray can introduce the life cycle of a frog, which fits into the life processes and living things section of the science curriculum. ICT is a tool that can span all areas of the curriculum and can be used to support most subject areas. Children can use it as a tool to research and present their findings using PowerPoint presentations. The Rose Review recommended that literacy, numeracy and ICT should form the new core of the primary curriculum. It was also identified that ICT can be used across all areas. Rowley and Cooper expressed that teachers believe that ICT make teaching more interesting for the children and can capture their imagination and creativity. Many schools have access to iPads, computers and digital cameras. This can allow for research and presentation of findings through apps such as Movie Maker or iMovie. It can be useful for some areas of science that cannot be explained or demonstrated within the classroom, such as the concept of space and planets. Programs and software such as Scratch is often used in the classroom and can be used in many ways to link to the curriculum. Another program is Bug Club, supported by Pearson, and is an online e-reading service. In conclusion, no best way of teaching has been identified. However, a mixture of discrete subject teaching and topic work has been said to give new depth to learning according to the Rose Review. It is also obvious that there are many ways to link science and English on the national curriculum. However, this can be said for most subjects on the curriculum, as skills are not limited to one subject area. It is also apparent that ICT is an important tool for teaching areas of the curriculum and also for children to use themselves. Again, this can be used for most areas of the curriculum.